It's fierce, it's flowy, it's feminine, and futuristic. The design style of fashion designer Leonor Aispuro is both bold and comfortable all at the same time. I got to catch up with Leonor in her very first week as an Arizona Apparel Foundation Scholarship winner. This scholarship is a very competitive scholarship, and after speaking with her about her style and her process, I completely understand why she won. She has a really cute story about how she learned to sew and has some very exciting plans for the future. Stick around. Welcome back to Courageous Creatives. I'm your host, Sky Lucking, and today is Fashion Friday, where I cover fashion industry news, events, and interview fashion designers, fashion models, fashion stylists, and other movers and shakers in the fashion industry in Arizona and elsewhere. Today, I am interviewing Leonor Aispuro, a very intelligent, creative, bold fashion designer that recently won the Arizona Apparel Foundation Scholarship. Let's check it out.
My name is Leonor Aispuro, and the name of my clothing line is Leonor Aispuro Private Collection. It's basically a capsule collection, I like to call. I am very inspired by traditional weaving and antique dyeing techniques, and as well as, just sustainable design and kind of modern, simple lines. And so I try to combine the two, and I usually develop one collection per year. And so that's why I kind of consider it to be a capsule collection. I tried to throw a video in, between the shoots and like I said, I do a small collection, but I like to throw a little bit of everything because it, for the visual, and it's all these ideas that I have. So it's if I can just get it out, then I can move on to the next collection.
Yes.
But until that's finished, it's Well, I started sewing as a child. I used to stay over at my grandmother's, and my aunt used to babysit me. And she is deaf and mute, and so a way for us to communicate and kind of, develop some sort of connection was showing me how to sew. And usually she would be working on projects, and I would just kind of come over and watch what she was doing. And I think she realized that I took an interest, so she would kind of show me little things, and usually Barbie clothes or, just little doll clothes or simple things. But I took that and kind of kept using it into my teenage years. My sisters used to sew as well as my mom, and so it was just something that all the women in my family did. And I used to like to sew for my friends, and I'd make them a matching skirt with a purse, and so they'd wear that to school, and that was kind of fun. And so after high school, I went into Phoenix College for fashion design, and that's kind of where I took what I knew and what I learned from just people at home sewing, and learned more of the technical way of doing things and how it works in the fashion world. And so I was inspired to take that and learn more, and so I moved to New York City, where I studied sustainable design as well as interned for different companies like Betsy Johnson and Marquesa, and worked for different companies and really tried to pick up how they do their business. And then I returned to Phoenix because this is where home is, and there's a small sewing community or a fashion community that started a while back, but it's now growing, and so it's really exciting to see all that develop, and I feel like it's a really good time to be back here. One of the things that I can recall is I would take little socks that I had with ruffles, and I would cut those and make little armholes and sew them down for my Barbies. So that's the first recollection, and that was hand sewing. So that was before I even jumped on the machine. So I've had a lot of support, I think, just from friends that are in the industry, whether they're in photography or videography or in design, and just kind of throwing ideas back and forth. Lucky for me, growing up in Phoenix, I have a lot of friends that are in the artist community and that I just grew up with, and they're now doing whatever it may be, whether it's like hair or again photography or even dance or performance art. So it's really cool to see us all now grow into like these different artists, and I think we really support each other, so that's been really helpful. And of course my family and my friends. I think just like the community in Phoenix has been amazing, and even though I work with people now outside of the community as well, it's nice to know that like I can always come back here, and this is where like home is. So I knew that they had this wonderful building and that they offered the office spaces. And one of my friends that owns a boutique in Phoenix mentioned to me that they were having the scholarship. And the day that he told me about it, it was actually the final day to enter. So I quickly just submitted the application. It was kind of last minute, I hate to say, but I am so glad that I applied. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's just this beautiful velvet like stretch fabric that I got in Paris, and I kind of was inspired by just simple lines and different, kind of like a different sewing of the lines and kind of piecing the fabric back together. It turned out in a way to be a little bit of like a futuristic vibe with the way the fabric shimmers, and the pictures turn out really awesome. So I want to do a lot of pieces that are super like loose fitting, and you can kind of like layer over, whether you just want to do like lingerie or, just like a bodysuit or, just jeans and a tank top or something like that. So you can kind of play with it. I want to design pieces that people can kind of wear how they interpret them. So I designed the piece, but I want you to style it and how you see it fit to your lifestyle. So that's why everything, has like just these like stretch and lines, and one of my things is I like to be comfortable, so I don't want to design things that are going to be really constricting or that you can't really wear like day to day. It's interesting because I feel like when they're on the hangers, sometimes you can't really see what the garments look like, but once you put it on, it's like really comfortable, and I get a lot of good feedback when it comes to that. So that's really important for my designs, because obviously I want to incorporate beauty and color and design, but comfort is key for me. So I like to utilize as much of the fabric as possible. So I will take like a yard of fabric or 2 yards, and I'll cut it in a way and then drape it so that when I put it back together, I'm using most, if not all, of the fabric, but just draped in a way so that it gives it a completely different shape and body. So in love with life. Yes, it works. I definitely have fear when it comes to like my design work. Initially, I think it just started as like fun and something that I do because I enjoy it. But as I've gotten more involved with it and just kind of work in the industry, I've taken it more seriously, and I want to be able to really create something that like lasts through, I guess, the test of time. And so it scares me a little bit because I don't know if right now it's like I'm alone just trying to do everything myself, and so it's like, and I'm not, because I do have a lot of support, but it feels like it at times. Like, is this good enough? Is it gonna last, like I said, and have an impression on people? Because more than just creating something that's like pretty or for the runway, I want to create something that like really has an impact and can make a change in either how people think or the way they see things or even how they feel about themselves. So I think that's my biggest fear, that I don't just want to create something to create something, but I want to create something that can hopefully do good. The most important thing is just to trust yourself and to keep going, like even if you don't think that you should do it, or you are afraid to just even attempt it. I think just go for it, because I think personally, I regret looking back at things and thinking like, oh, maybe I should have done that. I think it's better to do something, and if it doesn't work out, you can always start over and move on from that. But if you never try it, then you're never going to know what could have happened. And so I think that's been one of the, risks, taking risks for me has been one, of the scariest things, but also what pays off the most, because I think that I've done a lot of things that, kind of have pushed me outside of my comfort zone. But in doing so, I think that it opened up new doors, and it's exciting because it makes me look forward to like what can come in the future. So yeah. We're going to have the one in September, I believe, which is connected to the scholarship, and I think we're all going to be showing there. And I am actually planning some things. I would like to do a show kind of involving the community and some dreamers, as they're called, and some of my friends. So it's something very personal that I am kind of planning, and I'm meeting with someone from Ford Models to maybe kind of develop more stuff. And now that I'm here, I'm hoping that I can kind of connect that and create something really awesome in the next few months. So I have a website, and it's www.leonoraispuro.com. You can see some of my work. I have things for sale on there. You can even get just contact information, so if you want to just send me an email and ask questions. And I also am on Instagram and on Facebook. I have a YouTube channel, so you can find me on there as well.
Thank you so much, Leonor. Leonor's information is in the description below, as always. I absolutely love her story about how she learned to sew. Tell me, do you have a story about how you first learned your creative practice, be it sewing or something else? Leave that in the comment below. I would love to hear it. So I'm really looking forward to the Arizona Apparel Foundation fashion show that will be showing all of the scholarship winners' styles. That's going to be super cool. Check that out in September of 2018. I'm also looking forward to the other fashion event that she spoke about. Yeah! If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for good times. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss out. And if you're creative, remember, you are courageous.